Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak that's set to release on both the Nintendo Switch and on PC on June 30th. And Capcom has been doing a pretty decent job showcasing us new gameplay clips and brand new information, and today we're actually going to be checking out the very first Turf War extended gameplay clip that we got our hands on thanks to Capcom. And in this time we're actually going to be able to check out Garen Golem actually go up against Luna Garen for the very first time. Now remember, each one of the monsters does certainly have a Turf War battle amongst each other. There's only a handful of monsters who don't necessarily ever interact, so there's no real reason for them to ever have a turf war against each other. But when it comes to the majority of monsters, each one of them have kind of like their very own separate animations and their very own reason to kind of like invade each other's space and be able to have an encounter with each other. Therefore, you can trigger a turf war battle where in the middle of your hunt, you're actually going to be able to see them go up against one another. Now, the reason why I say this is an extended clip is because during the official reveal trailer for Garen Golem, we did originally see a very short version of this actual clip, but now we have about 20 seconds worth of the actual extended full Turf War event. So originally, you actually get to see them kind of like shouting at each other, kind of like posturing, getting ready to be able to engage with each other. This is when you actually notice the Turf War symbol pop up on your screen, so you know something is about to go down. After they kind of shout with each other, you see Garen Golem do the big right hand. This would be his lava hand type of massive swing and get ready to attack Luna Garen. But interestingly enough, and this is probably going to be one of the best showcases where you're going to see Luna Garen actually's agility come into play, where the second that Garen Golem kind of swings at him, Luna Garen simply just pounces on top of Garen Golem and automatically just begins to dominate the entire encounter. You then see Luna Garen kind of hop on top of him, kind of like bully him. Garen Golem will go down into the ground. Luna Garen will stand on top, kind of like maneuver his way upward and dash off of him. So then Luna Garen has to stumble his way back up into the air, be able to get ready. And by that point, Luna Garen has already been ready to do one of those pounce attacks, which we went over in the most recent video and the combat gameplay that we saw, where Luna Garen is very good at kind of like repositioning and pouncing, pretty much quick strikes, and he will attack Garen Golem in one quick strike and pretty much just kind of like dash him out of the way. Now the interesting part is that at that point, Garen Golem kind of grabs him midair. He will try to pin him down into the ground, do that big lava punch down into the ground, but again, Luna Garen's quickness and agility will get the best of him. He dashes out of the way. He begins to inhale that cold air, which you actually do see in a couple of the other attacks, and then he enrages. So by the time that he now enrages, he quickly dashes forward, does that big pounce up attack, like dash upward, and then he's now standing on kind of like his two hind legs, posturing, ready to go, ice claws fully out, ready to go. Really, pretty much Garen Golem at that point is just stumbling. It's on the ground. It pretty much has nothing else to do. Luna Garen easily wins that Turf War encounter, which of course by that point in time we still haven't necessarily seen. I thought originally that Garen Golem will also have some sort of enraged format, some enraged stance or anything along those lines, since the very short gameplay clip that we got of Garen Golem didn't necessarily showcase his entire movesets, and even up until now we haven't necessarily seen all of them. But looking at this Turf War event, we don't necessarily see Garen Golem ever enraging. Luna Garen certainly does by the end of the battle, and Garen Golem just kind of stays the same. We don't see his big massive lava strikes or his water strike with his left hand or anything along those lines. So it does make me wonder, even now, does Garen Golem even have a second enraged form, or does he just ever just kind of shift out of the typical basic form that he has, where he does have the lava pounce, he does have some type of water attack. We also know that he dashes forward and kind of like body tackles monsters and hunters, but that's about it. He doesn't necessarily seem to have anything else, unless again Capcom is being very devious and they're hiding some of that information, so we don't necessarily get to see it. So for right now, in this Turf War, Luna Garen fully all out, enrages, hinds legs, ready to go. Garen Golem, not so much. So it's certainly an interesting one to notice. But that's about all the quick information that I wanted to go over with you guys. Turf Wars are always interesting. It's something that most people should be certainly seeking out in Monster Hunter Rise, because they're just certainly a showcase event. Teostra turf wars are one of the more interesting ones for sure, that I would certainly recommend for you guys to seek out. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.